Grant Park transformed the moment Jennie stepped onto the Bud Light stage on August 1st, 2026. This wasn't just another festival appearance. It was history in the making, as she became the first female Korean soloist to headline Lollapalooza. After years of performing as part of BLACKPINK, Jennie finally stood alone on that massive stage, carrying her own name and her own sound to tens of thousands of fans packed into Grant Park. Time out. This wasn't actually her first time at Lollapalooza. The show marked her third appearance at the festival, following previous performances with BLACKPINK in 2019 and 2023. But this time was different. No three groupmates standing beside her, no formations splitting the spotlight. It was just Jennie, her backing band, and a stage presence that finally belonged entirely to her. Rolling Stone Philippines. The timing itself was significant. Jennie closed out day 3 of the festival, performing from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., a slot typically reserved for the names capable of delivering the emotional peak of a festival day. Thousands of blinks, BLACKPINK's fanbase, had packed the front of the stage since the afternoon, while others tuned in through live streams and watch parties held around the world. Time out. The moment the lights came up, Jennie went straight into Filter, followed by Damn Right and Mantra, 3 songs seemingly designed to ignite the crowd from the very first second. No slow build, no warm-up. This opening run felt like a statement. That night, Jennie wasn't there to share a stage. She was there to own it entirely. The setlist rolled forward with Start a War and Handlebars, 2 numbers built on sharp production and razor-precise choreography. Fans who knew nearly every lyric by heart sang along instantly, forming a massive chorus that echoed across Grant Park. From there, the tempo shifted. Jennie steered the energy towards something more intimate with ZEN and Love Hangover, revealing a quieter, more personal side of herself, far removed from the sheer spectacle of the big stage moments. One of the night's biggest highlights arrived with Dracula, her remix collaboration with Tame Impala. The track has become one of 2020 SIX's biggest streaming successes and a viral social media favorite. The instant its intro hit the speakers, the crowd erupted, clear evidence the song had already cemented itself as one of the biggest entries in her catalog. The set then moved into Seoul City, a number that always manages to stir both nostalgia and pride in her cultural roots. In music, the most anticipated stretch came when Jennie decided to perform Less Than a Lover. The track had only been released on July 24th, just days before her Lollapalooza set, making it one of the freshest surprises the audience hadn't yet had time to fully absorb. Even so, those who had already been following the single seemed to relish the chance to hear it live for the first time on a stage of that scale. Chicago Sun-Times. But the true turning point of the night came when Jennie announced she'd be performing a batch of completely unreleased material. She unveiled 4 brand new tracks: Sweet Tooth, Fallen Angel, Lock It Down, and Heaven. The crowd's cheers turned to outright screaming the moment the new lyrics appeared on the giant screens flanking the stage, helping thousands of people who'd never heard these songs before sing along anyway. In music, Sweet Tooth clearly emerged as the standout among the new material. The track paired Jersey Club and 2-step production with one of the sweetest, most colorful hooks Jennie has crafted to date. Its catchy, easy-listening rhythm latched onto listeners almost instantly, even on a single first spin. Unsurprisingly, the song was already trending online before the performance even ended. Short clips from the moment spread rapidly, with fans racing to capture every second of a live debut for a track barely a minute old in the public eye. Rolling Stone Philippines. Lock It Down, meanwhile, brought a completely different color to the set. The song carries Bale funk-inspired rhythms paired with driving, pulsing synths. Together, these 4 new tracks showed just how wide Jennie's musical range has grown lately, from playful and sweet to dark and forceful. Rolling Stone Philippines. Not everyone, however, felt the choice landed perfectly. Some observers noted that too much space was given to unfamiliar material, making it harder for the general audience to fully connect the way they do with her marquee hits. For the hardcore fans packed at the front, this was a rare treasure, a chance to hear new material live before anyone else. But for casual festival goers just there to enjoy the weekend, The shift into unfamiliar songs briefly cost her some of the crowd's attention. Chicago Sun-Times. After that stretch of new material, Jennie pulled the audience back into familiar territory with I-DLE, followed by With the IE Way Up and Starlight, a combination that reignited the tempo and sent a fresh wave of energy through Grant Park. Her backup dancers moved sharply through each shift in rhythm, while Jennie herself glided effortlessly from one choreography formation to the next, never losing breath or her signature smile. The true climax of the show came with a closing track, Like Jennie, a song that's practically become her solo signature at this point. It felt like the perfect way to end things, a reminder to everyone in the crowd that from start to finish, this night had been entirely, unmistakably hers. Before leaving the stage, Jennie paused to speak directly to the crowd. She said it had been a long journey to reach that point, a genuine admission from someone who's spent years building a career both within a group and as an individual. She also called it a beautiful night they'd shared together, a simple but weighty line for the thousands of Blinks who've stood by her from the very beginning of her career up to this moment. Chicago Sun-Times. Chicago Sun-Times. What made the night even more special was the presence of fellow K-pop idols scattered among the crowd. Members of I-DLE and aespa's Winter were spotted watching from the audience, adding an extra layer of warmth, as if the wider K-pop world had shown up to celebrate Jennie's milestone alongside her, not as spectators, but as peers genuinely proud of what she'd achieved. In music, this Lollapalooza performance also capped off an extraordinarily busy summer for Jennie. Over the past several months, she's taken the stage at major festivals across the globe, including Governor's Ball in New York this past June, along with a run of solo dates across Europe at Opener and Mad Cool. All of this followed her headlining set at Coachella in April 2025, which stood as the first major milestone of her solo career. Rolling Stone Philippines. Her solo journey traces back to her debut full-length album, Ruby, released in March 2025. Since then, tracks like Mantra, Love Hangover, I-DLE, Handlebars, and Like Jennie have cemented her as one of the most prominent solo acts in K-pop today. Add to that cross-genre collaborations like her remix with Tame Impala, and Jennie has proven her musical reach extends well beyond the usual boundaries associated with K-pop idols. Setting aside minor critiques about the balance between old and new material, there's no denying that night at Grant Park was a major statement. A woman who began her career as part of one of the world's biggest girl groups now stood alone as a festival headliner, delivering 18 songs that span the full spectrum of who she is, from sweet and playful to dark and commanding, from long-established anthems to fresh material barely a week old. For Jennie, that August 1st night in Chicago wasn't just another item checked off her career resume. It was tangible proof that her transformation from group member to solo artist had fully arrived, that she could stand alone, command a stage as massive as Lollapalooza, and make thousands of people, whether longtime followers or first-time listeners that night, feel every second of the long road she'd traveled to get there.